Have you ever heard the game Boneworks? Yeah, cup. Dang, this shit indestructible. And this VR game is probably one of the best VR games I have ever played. But what makes it so great? The most important thing I like about the game is the story writing and how it tells the story. But what I like the most about it has to be the gameplay. I mean, just check out this part where I just bash this guy's head in. Let's see. Oh, whoa, man. Ah! Oh shit. Come on. Oh my fucking. Get fuck. Get fuck. Huh. Okay. What the fuck? I just want to talk through. I just want to document like every part or every level of Boneworks, and then just like give him like a rating of how I think they were. If that makes sense. I never really documented on a game like this. This is my first ever time doing this, but enough yapping. Let's get straight to the first level. That is the museum. At least for me, I think the introduction level of the museum really just shows what's going to happen next on, and I really like that idea. Also, takes place in a museum instead of like other games where they just have a man to tell you what to do or tell you what this does. It showcases to the museum, which I think that's really creative, and I really like that they did that. And then when you travel more into the museum, you'll find these TV like things, and then when you press the button next to it, it'll play a video of like the in-game element that's next to the showcase. It'll tell you how to do it or how it works. It's really amazing. Like, it's just so creative. I just love it so much, dude. Also, around the museum, it will have like interesting elements or like game mechanics that you can play around with if you want to, or you could completely skip past it and continue on with the museum. One part of the museum has you to do a puzzle, and if you're having trouble with it, you could just watch the video or the TV next to it, and then it will just help you solve the puzzle, I guess. That's also a really cool thing about the museum. And somewhere towards the end, it will put you in a gun lane so you can be familiar of how the guns work. And it's just a really great concept. I really just love the first part of Boneworks, the museum. It's just like very helpful and very creative how to get it. And at the last part of the museum, it shows you like all the advanced stuff you can also do in Boneworks, and it's just like really amazing of like how it is and how it works. It's just really cool. And I give the museum a 8 out of 10. It just tells the tutorial very well, and it's gonna be good for new players who's new to VR and new to Boneworks. So it's gonna be very great for that kind of stuff. And now, after the museum, you get straight off into the streets. Now, one of the reasons why Streets is like my most favorite level is because the amount of combat there is, and just a lot of gameplay, of use of mechanics also, and it's the stuff that you learn from the museum also applies in the streets. There's also a part of the streets as well. There is a turret, and then you have to use a trash can lid or something to block yourself, and you get behind the turret and knock it off. That's like my favorite part of it. And then later on, you're gonna have to find keys to open up doors and do actions to help you progress more into the streets. And there's no bodies around, basically like zombie-like people. and then if they hit you even one time, you're almost dead basically. So you have to be very careful. Maybe carry around a trash can lid to block off his hits, and then just finish him off with a golf club, and then you're done. And there's another part in there where you're basically in a trash compactor, I guess, and then you have to like find your way out, or like you have to find your way into like a vent, and then after you get into the vent, and then after you get inside the vent and get out of the vent, there is a guy on the TV screen I would talk to for a little, and maybe when you look around the place you're in right now, you might find a MP5 and some ammo, and then yeah, you just have to go out and just shoot people up, I guess. But do be careful. There is a flying thing around, and then once it catches you, it basically try to puts you in a little chute, I guess. But for me, I just dodged it and I just ran away, I guess. And soon you're gonna find what seems to be like a projector guard, I'm pretty sure. And then it basically has a gun too, so you're gonna have to strategize more, and you're gonna have to take him down, basically. He also attacks nobodies also, and not only just you, also nobodies, so that's a good thing too. And there are puzzles around this map also that they're pretty easy, I guess. I mean, it only took me a while to get it done. I think y'all he get it done also, so just be aware of that. I give this map a 9 out of 10 because it really just shows all of the stuff that you're going from the museum to an actual setting. So I just love this map so much, or the scene, or whatever it's called, level, I guess. So, and now after the streets, you are onto a runoff. The runoff part is slightly more similar to the streets, but instead of like puzzles, most of the time is mostly combat and strategizing of how to take down the enemies. And during the runoff part, you also get introduced to high power weapons, stuff like the M4 and rifles and stuff like that. It's mostly just M4s. I don't know why, but like just M4s and stuff. And like there's like a lot more projector guards out there, so you're gonna have to shoot them down. And around the map there are, secret cases or secret loot boxes, I guess. And they have more M4s, just has some accessories on it. Like some of them have a sniper scope on them, another one has a laser sight on them, and those are the only two I have right now. And only runoff, but in the other levels or scenes, they have a lot more accessories on them, and I hope to show you them. And even there's like one part where there's like a bridge, and you have to pull levers to make a bridge, and then soon later you have to break glass to get the bridge and get across it. It's not that hard actually. It's like a breeze basically. And after you do that, there's even more projector guards that you have to fight through. And then after you fight the projector guards, there's a section there where you get a sniper rifle, and then you just basically snipe the entire projector army, I guess. And it's just kind of fun actually, because the snipers and boneworks are actually really good. There's a part in the runoff where there's like a little puzzle, I guess, and you have to like put the barrels under the bridge for it to like float up. And it's just really fun. It's really a time lapse of me doing it. During somewhere, I think towards the end, you have to fight a lot more in a street-like level. So similar to the start of Runoff, you just have to keep fighting your way to the end. And now after the Runoff, you're now in a sewer. And then now there's a lot of zombies in the sewers. Now you have to fight off the zombies. And after the sewers, you, you're more deeper into the sewers. Oh yeah, I give Runoff a 8 out of 10. It's pretty similar to Streets, kind of. Just a lot more enemies. Now are more puzzles. Just a lot of enemies. Okay, now to the next one. During the sewers, there's a lot of zombies in there. Lots of zombies, lots of nobodies. Not really that much projector guards. I don't think so. I don't remember that much, but there is a lot of zombies in there. So just be aware of that. And a couple of nobodies in there also. I think like halfway through, there's a MP5 with flashlight, so you can actually see in the sewers. Because when I was playing the sewers, I could not see shit. I was just complete darkness for me. But as soon as I got the MP5, now I can start seeing stuff. Also, another thing I figured out, when you get the MP5 with flashlight, the little dot in the middle with the flashlight can actually be used as a laser sight. Because for some reason it actually helped me kind of aim. So you can use that tactic if you want. So during the MP5 flashlight part, there's even zombies that can throw projectiles at you, and it takes like 3 projectiles to take you down. So just be careful of that. Maybe carry like around like a trash can rid of this, though, or just hide behind boxes, stuff like that. Just be aware of that. Also, somewhere towards the end, there's a box that has a night vision goggles. And then this kind of makes the flashlight kind of pointless, but mentioning the fact that you can use it as a laser sight still makes it pretty useful. So make sure just don't take away the MP5. So yeah, just be aware of that. And during the night vision part, there's even little head crabs, I guess. They remind me of head crabs from Half-Life 2, if you know that. And then they're kind of hard to fight against, but they're not really that hard. If you have good aim, then you can just take them down easily. And then after that part, it's gonna be towards the end. And then the next part is the At the start of Warehouse, you can see a TV in front of you and, well, behind the TV, a warehouse, basically. There are multiple ways to get in a warehouse. I've tried to fit through the window, didn't really work out well. You need a battery for the front of it, but you can also go on top of it, break the glass, and then just go and there's like multiple ways to get in here. But once you get into the warehouse and go downstairs, there's like a horde, and I mean a horde of head crabs out there. They're like everywhere. After I killed them all, I was so tired already. I just wanted to quit the game right there, but I just decided to keep playing because, I need footage. And after you finish with the warehouse, after clearing it all out, there's even another warehouse, I think. I don't know if it is a warehouse, if it's not a warehouse, but anyways, you go inside that warehouse. There's like no bodies and head crabs fighting each other, and then after that, you just go in, just finish your job, and go out. And then after you go out, there's an army of projector guards, and I mean an army of them. And all I had was a fire axe and a pistol. So it was a little hard for me, but I was able to pull through. The warehouse section was really short. I kind of wish it was kind of longer, but it was just like really short. I kind of wish it was longer. I give it a 7 out of 10. It was fun killing them. Not a lot of puzzles though. It was like only like 1 or 2 puzzles there. So that's my thoughts on Warehouse. And we're on to the next map called Central Tower. Is very puzzle based. There are some enemies in there. There's not a lot though. It's just mostly puzzles. But this level is still so great. This might be my second favorite level out of all Boneworks, and it's just amazing. I just love everything in there. It's just I can't. I just love this level so much. Dude. It really just shows how it's gonna end. Really, yeah. So, very puzzle based. There are some enemies, but not a lot. And most of the puzzles based on finding keys and pulling levels. Still very good. It's gonna like basically setting for the ending of Boneworks. Because I think it's like one of the last levels of Boneworks, I'm pretty sure. So I really just, when I first came across this during the tower scene, I was just amazed of how great it looks, dude. It was just, I'm not trying to graze or anything, but like, I just really love this level so much. Okay, I think that's enough. If I missed anything, I'm just re-recorded. This might be my second favorite level out of all Boneworks. Okay, it turns out I did miss a lot. I completely forgot to include the part where you are basically in a big area and then you just shoot a bunch of guards down. I completely forgot about this. I am very sorry, but it turns out there is a lot of enemies and a lot of projector guards, really. A bunch of projector guards, actually. And this one, after you kill like all the guards, or like don't you kill all the guards, you get a bunch of keys and you open a bunch of doors, and then soon you're gonna just get out of there. Pretty sure you're gonna get out of there, and then soon that's the end, and you go on to the next map, which that is. This is the fourth to the final map of Boneworks. And why is that a big idea? It's because you finally make it to the time tower. To able to turn it back on, you're gonna have to carry these weird yellow balls, put them inside of a cannon, position it, and then shoot it out into one of the empty holes up there. If you're able to do that successfully, wires, your head crabs, zombies, normal bodies, just everything at you. Even the zombie that throw projectiles even at you. Even if you did all of that and successfully did it, you can sit back in time, and then you're in a The arena is a very short map. Having a king watch you just fight a wave of enemies over and over again. This is something that is interesting, I like. And then since you use the time tower, you just basically run back in time. After you beat the wave of enemies, the king challenges you to a 1v1 in his own throne room. So as soon as you go to the throne room, you arrive in the This is the last level of all of Boneworks. This is the last level of Boneworks. So when the king challenges you to a 1v1, you arrive at the throne. And then you have to press a button to get to the throne for some reason. I don't know why. But after you do and enter the throne, the scene is kind of beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. But then after you go through a couple of rooms, you then meet the king himself. And then you have to fist fight him. And after you beat him, you can take his crown and the other people will follow you. And then now you have to go back, and now you have to go in the back door of the throne room for some reason. And then now you see a little plug and a little thing. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know what that is, but after you unplug it using a gravity gun, you found it now. You go down, fight a couple enemies off, and you just run to a tower or something. That building is huge, I'm not gonna lie. And then a long, grueling hour of climbing it. You finally get to the top, and there's even more climbing. Well, not a lot of climbing, just a little bit of climbing. There's a little bit of climbing, and then once you finally got up there, it will play a little video of the main protagonist, and people found him. People found you, and you get shot. And you get shot back in the head and die. But the story of Boneworks was so good, and I loved it so much. And the ending was also just immaculate. I just loved everything about it. I just love everything about Boneworks. Its story, its gameplay, its settings. It's just amazing. I just admire it so much, and I just don't know what to say about it anymore. This is the final part and section, so I guess this is the end. And the overall game rating of this game is a 9 out of 10. Literally perfection. Really just so good. And now, hope to see you guys later. And goodbye. And hopefully I can make another video like this on a different game. And then now, goodbye.